This is that once in a lifetime.
Happy birthday, Sid. 80 years. Who knew when we got married that we would be here today? One of the things I remember that I think I'll never forget is one Mother's Day when, of course, I was watching my weight and you came home with a box of See's candy for me. I was just getting so upset, and when I opened it, each piece of candy had been removed and a crumpled up dollar bill was put in its place. It was a great joke and it was very sweet, and I love you for that. Over the years, of course, you played a lot of fun jokes on people and things that you have a really great sense of humor. But what I appreciate most is that in our 54 years of marriage, I think. I'm not sure the exact number, that we've always been there for each other and we can always count on each other, and that we're very special to each other. I'm just wishing you a very happy, healthy 80th birthday.
Hey Sid, one of the really good memories I can think of was actually one of the very first memories. It kind of began before your reaction, but when Allison and I were coming back from being in Arizona, I remember being in the car and saying to Allison, well, your dad doesn't know me very well, and we just got engaged and he's gonna freak out. Maybe he's gonna kill me, I don't know. And Allison's like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how he's gonna react. And I said, well, it's going to be really crazy. I'm kind of worried about it. So we had that discussion quite a bit on the drive back, and I was pretty nervous about it. But I remember getting to your house, and I remember Doris kind of smiled and knew something was up, and you kind of came over and said, "So what's going on?" And Allison said, "Well, we got engaged," and I was like, and then you said, "Oh, well, great. There's champagne already in the refrigerator. I'm just going to go get it." So that was really awesome, and I couldn't imagine anybody reacting any better than that. So that was a great way to start our relationship off, and I appreciated that you reacted that way. And 25 years later, I think it's gone pretty well. So happy birthday. Thanks for everything that you've done for our family, and I appreciate you very much.
Hi Papa, happy birthday. Do you remember the time we were at the car show and we were checking out the Veloster with the 3 doors? You decided you wanted to see how the back seat felt, and so you got in, but then you were stuck and we couldn't get you out, so we had to get a stranger to help us. It was a really funny memory. Something else that I remember, when we were taking the subway in Los Angeles, and we were, I can't remember where we went, but I remember I got a free balloon. And we were rushing to get back into the train. I got in, but my balloon was still outside the doors when it closed. And I remember just standing there with the balloon tied around my belt, waiting for the door to open. When we got to the last stop, I was so excited to get my balloon back. But then the door didn't open because we were on the wrong side of the train. I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, Papa, and I love you very much.
Hey Papa, it's your favorite first grandson, Zach. Remember we had a lot of fun playing with your old toys in Los Angeles and Ashland with toy cars. I remember all your stories about when you were working on Matchbox and working for Mattel and Tomy. I remember you taking me to the train park in Medford, or somewhere near Medford. I was really young. I remember going to the Automobile Museum in LA with you and walking through the fake city that they had built in there. You showed me a lot of museums and it helped spark my love for history. I remember you taking me to the La Brea Tar Pits. I think we were probably with Declan and Eli and Ben the first time we went. Just in awe at the size of the museum and the dinosaurs, the T-Rex. And I wouldn't have had any of those experiences without you. So thank you for those. And thank you for being around, making things fun and fixing things when they were broken. I remember breaking your slot machine a couple times by jamming too many coins in, and you always were able to fix it. I always remember you as somebody who could fix even the smallest mechanical problems for me, and were always very reliable and supportive voice. So thank you for being there, and happy birthday. Have a good one.
Happy 80th birthday, Dad. So I wanted to talk about some of the memories that I have from when I was little. Some of the most magical memories were you taking me to Disneyland, going to work with you. I even remember like the red shoes that I wore. It was so special and so amazing. But I think the thing that made the biggest impression on me was when you would do chores around the house and I was your buddy. You made me feel like my help was really important and special, and that time that we spent together just was wonderful. I really felt loved by you. I felt that you were on my side and you were on my team and that you were my friend. And I will never forget that and that special time that we had. And you also taught me some really wonderful lessons about how to deal with life. You know, what goes around comes around, so I should always be nice. To always be thankful that for what you have, and to be thankful that things aren't worse, that they could always be worse. And I remember this one poem that you taught me that was along those lines, and it was, little birdie in the sky, why you doo-doo in my eye? I won't worry, I won't cry, I'm just glad that cows don't fly. So that was something that always made me think, yeah, it could be worse. It could always be worse, so be thankful that it's not. And I also remember you taking me to the stew kettle when we'd go out to dinner. And anyway, you were a wonderful dad. And I'm glad that we have been able to stay close all these years. And that's all. And I love you. And happy birthday.
So I've spent a lot of time with you, Papa. I have a lot of great memories from sitting in the basement of your house on Inglewood talking about Tommy and Mattel and cars to Japan. Also to going to the car show with you and trying out all these new vehicles that I had no idea, like I didn't know anything about them, but I was listening to you talk about them like you were like an expert on everything, so I thought that was really cool. Doing things like the trains and riding on those little trains and going to Griffith Park, so many great experiences. I enjoy talking on the phone with you. You call me every week. That's awesome. I try to call you as much as I can. Sometimes I feel bad about that. Driving around with you in your old van, even in the Prius now and the Subaru, and going on the trains. I remember going on the trains with you was real awesome, especially when we used to go to like Little Tokyo, or when we take the bus and we go to UCLA and we see all these different parts of Los Angeles that I probably wouldn't have seen otherwise. Like I never drove there myself, so I got to explore all these different parts of the city, and I got to see all these cool things with you. When we get together and it would be you, me, Zachary, Declan, Ben, and the rest of the family, we'd all hang out and have a good time. Really appreciate having a grandfather like you, and I don't know if I could have asked for a better one. Happy 80th birthday, Papa, and hope you have many more to come.
I remember this one time. It was after Christmas time, or it was during Christmas time, something around there. We were at Granddad's house, and he had us all get in a circle and hold hands and do the prayer, and we were all really confused. Then we were together with you at our house, and you had us all hold hands in a circle. We all squeezed in tight and then turned around, and you said, butt cheeks unite nice and tight. When we're like this, we cannot fight. Although it was silly, they're good words to live by. I shared them with friends of mine, the drum majors at RHS. Every game, before we went on the field for our show, we would all face away from each other and hold each other really close, and we would say it. I think they all appreciated it too, and I think that's part of what makes you so great. People don't even have to know you to appreciate things that you do, and you're just so cheerful all the time, and you always have something to say, and you always have a joke, you always have a funny story,
and people really enjoy being around you because you're really just great. I love you, Papa.
Right. Sid, happy birthday, 80 years old. That's pretty amazing. Some of my favorite memories are my first Thanksgiving with the Bass family. You had everybody get up and sing "Gobble, Gobble, Gobble, Fat Turkeys Are We." And that's one of those memories that just kind of sticks in your head. My favorite memories probably are all the many times we've sat out on different decks or porches in different houses, smoked cigars, visited, and just had a really good time. But I want to wish you a very, very happy 80th birthday and many, many more. And we love you.
So happy birthday, Dad. I'm going to tell a few things that I remember from my childhood. So one thing was I remember dancing with you when I was a little girl and standing on your feet and having you dance me around the room. I remember when we used to close all the doors in the hallway in the Dewey house, and we would put socks on and rub our feet around in the hallway and then zap each other, and you could see the electricity. That was really cool. I remember when you would play Rolling on the River and just playing your organ, and how I just loved that you would play songs and you would have the words up there and I would sing along, and how great that was to sing just all the songs that you had, and I would just really enjoy that time with you. As I grew older, our relationship was a little rocky. I remember there was this one time that we went out to the Velvet Turtle for dinner, just the two of us, and I think it was one of the only times we'd gone just the two of us somewhere to eat. I think I might have even been in college already. We talked. We took a long time for dinner, and we talked the whole time, and you told me stories, and it was just great. And I remember leaving that meal thinking, wow, I know why Mom fell in love with you. The one other thing I want to say thank you for is there's nothing like your hug. And I would say that over the years, when there's been something that's been really difficult in my life, I would see you, even if it had happened a long time ago. I remember especially when Sandy Hook happened, and you came to our house for Christmas, and I'd held it together, and when I got that hug from you, it was just when I fell apart, because I knew with your hug that it just meant that there was always somebody there to keep me safe. Even if you didn't always agree with me, that you were always on my side. And I just want to say thank you. So happy birthday. And here's to many more years of health and happiness and just being there for those amazing hugs. So I love you so much.